Hi, Ryan Campbell here, Dutch national head coach, answering your questions as gathered from our social media sites, and I'll do my best to answer as many as I can, and we'll kick it off. Sri Lanka is actually a very tough team. What are your plans against them? To be honest, all of the teams that we're playing against in our group are going to be really tough matches. Sri Lanka, Ireland and Namibia all bring massive weapons to the T20 game, and the facts are that the Netherlands are going to have to be at our best to compete with any of those sides, particularly Sri Lanka. Obviously one of the full members, and under Mickey Arthur, I think they've had their issues this year, but it looks like they've invested a lot in their youth, and they're going to play a brave brand of cricket. So like I say, we're going to have to be at our very best. We're trying to use our fast bowlers as much as we can, and if we can set a good score, hopefully we can defend and really take it to these big name players. What are the chances for the Netherlands at the T20 World Cup this year? Hopefully really good. Look, we bring a really well balanced side. I think we tick pretty much most of the boxes in all departments. So I think our team is very adaptable, which is a really exciting prospect for us. And our experienced players like Ryan Campbell, Colin Ackerman, Steph Myberg, and of course our captain Peter Saylor and Roelof van der Merwe, hopefully will lead the way, so our youngsters can then slip into their slipstream and really put the polish, I guess, on what we are as a T20 cricket team. Always bat first in good conditions. I must admit, I'm very much Australian when it comes to that. I love us getting in and making a good score and having control of the game, and making, once we set that score, I back our bowlers to defend and our fielding to defend in all aspects of the game. So yeah, I got to admit, I'm very much a bat first person, but again, a lot of the conditions around the world can change that, and I know in England, teams really want to bat first and go for it, bowl first, and then know what you're going to chase and set about going about it. But for me, yeah, bat first. How has the team practiced for the UAE pitches? Well, we're here quite early, so we're going to be making the most of those wickets. Before we left, we had a camp in the Netherlands, and one of the groundsmen at VCC, Tom de Groot, did a great job in preparing some wickets that were turning and not bouncing as much as what you'd normally be used to. So hopefully we're prepared. We need to obviously spend a lot of time on them, and I think all teams, when they're coming to the subcontinent, have to learn and they have to adapt. It's a bit like the subcontinent teams going to Australia and dealing with the bounce. So, we'll work hard, and our spinners obviously will be working hard to make sure they get their lengths right and their pace right, which is really important here. And like I say, hopefully we can be a real threat to all the other teams. How hard has it been for everyone to adapt to the UAE weather? Well, so far it's been okay, because we've been in lockdown quarantine, so we're not allowed to leave our rooms for the first 7 days. So, but once we get out there, obviously it's around 37, 38 degrees coming from the Netherlands and some of our guys from England. Obviously we're not used to those conditions. As a Perth boy, I must admit I'm craving to get back to the nice hot weather. So it's one thing that I really, really don't enjoy is cold weather. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the heat. But yeah, we're going to have to be very careful. Our experienced physios and S&C guys here will take good care of the team, and making sure that fluids are is obviously the number one priority in recovery. So yeah, I'm sure the guys will get out in amongst it, and they'll be okay once we get going. What am I looking forward to the most at the World Cup? Just watching our youngsters go about their business and watching this team play. I think we're an exciting cricket team that, probably like most associates, have been starved of opportunities to play on a big stage. And, I'd love to see some of our big name players and our lesser known players really make a name for themselves. And, the Max O'Dowds and the Freddie Classens and these sort of guys really step up on a world stage and show. We've seen so many good stories from associate world playing in franchise leagues. Cast your mind back, it was Rashid Khan first when Afghanistan was an associate country, and then Sandeep Lamashani came about, and now Tim David, the Singapore boy, is now making a big name for himself. And I think that there's a lot more guys out there in the associate world that I've seen who I back 100% that play in these franchise leagues. So hopefully some of our guys will get that opportunity, but to do that they have to play well here at the World Cup. How good is the Netherlands cricket team song? It is brilliant. I think that it's one of those great feelings in our team of when we've worked really hard and had a good win, that we play the song and sing it. And it's really come on. Scotty Edwards is the leader of our song, and once he gets it going, I think a lot of people have seen it obviously on social media. Everyone really enjoys it. How do you manage different personalities in a squad? Well, I guess as a coach, that's that's the most important part of being a coach. It's being able to deal with individuals as best you can, and making sure that you're coaching the person, not just the player, and making sure that everyone's different. The Paul van Meekerens is a lot different to deal with than Philip Boussaint to Roelof van der Merwe. But hopefully one of, I guess, the strengths of our coaching staff is that we do look after the players, and we know the characters, and we treat them as individuals even though they're in a team situation. So it's one of those things. It's the joys of coaching, I guess, and I really enjoy that part of my job. There's one more, I think. Best youngster in the country at the moment. Gee, that's a tough one. Look, I think we got lots of good youngsters coming through the system. We can see Buster later and Philip Boussaint who are here at the moment. But then if you have a look at the under-19 squad who just participated recently, there's Vikram Singh, Aryan Dutt and Shariz Ahmed, who are very good young players who, we have high hopes on of going a long way. And basically the future of Dutch cricket, we've got to a level now where, we're in the Super League, we're at the World Cup, T20 World Cups, and we want to take that further. And to do that, we need good young players. We need our supply lines fully stocked and coming through the system. So, we're working very hard with our youngsters to hopefully be the next Ryan Campbell, the next Colin Ackerman, the next Roelof van der Merwe. So, it's a pretty exciting time for Dutch cricket, and hopefully everyone out there will support us through the World Cup. And if we get through from our group into the next stage, I think you'll be really excited about maybe for us taking down some of the big names in world cricket. Thanks for your time. Hopefully I've answered as many questions as I can in my 10 minutes. But like I say, back the Dutch, support the Orange, and we'll see you soon.